Hello, Braves country. This is Coach Ken Anderson coming from Hardcore Braves, and I've got our series preview. And Andrew's been out with the fam, and I guess it was a hard night on the fam, Ryan. So Ryan is going to come in. I get him out of the bullpen. And Ryan, how you doing tonight?
Oh man, it's a grinding night. It's 11 o'clock right now. We got one pod done. We're getting another one on the books, and then we got one more to do after this. We are grinding right now. Ken, how are you doing?
I'm good. They won 3 out of 4. Won't be long on this pod because it's an interesting team coming here, the Washington Nationals. And the Nationals, make sure you join Braves Hip Coil. Are going to throw 3 pitchers that normally give us fits. We break it down. That should come out around lunchtime. Make sure you do that. We also going to highlight 2 of their relievers out of a pen that I was being very generous in saying they were kind of mediocre. Ryan thinks they're god awful. So what we're going to have to do this weekend is make sure we shut down their offense, Ryan. And they have kind of a similar offense to the Miami Marlins. The Miami Marlins are very top hitting. Their top 3 hitters in Edwards, Hicks, and Lopez are really good, but we kind of held them in check a little bit. But when you look at the Nats, their first 3 hitters are 3 of their best players, and that is James Woods, who's one of the best players in baseball. Mead and Abrams have had really good seasons. It really comes down to try to get those 3 guys out, don't run.
Yeah, it's definitely going to come down to James Wood, Connor Mead, and C.J. Abrams. They have been the most consistent bats. Lyles had his shining moments here or there. Ruiz has been okay for the most part, but again, he's been inconsistent. The 3 most steady guys is Wood, Mead, and C.J. Abrams. It's kind of just like what we talked about in the Marlins preview last series. If you can keep their top quiet, you're gonna have a lot of success. But if those guys are causing havoc and getting on base, it's gonna be a real long series.
It is, and now we're going to go with some pretty good pitching this weekend. I think for the Marlins, I mean for the National Series, Bryce Elder should be a good fit for them. Pitch against them because their best hitter is James Woods, and to get him out, you've got to somehow bury that fastball in here, or a cutter or sinker, and that will be what Bryce can do. He will also now look. The one guy that he'll have to be careful against with that pitch will be C.J. Abrams because C.J. Abrams loves the ball coming at him. So, but I like that. And then we're going to throw Grant Holmes. Grant Holmes, please, great outing, throw strikes, and you found something. You can get deep into the game. We thought it was a mental thing. It looks like he can get through. His off speed should give the Nationals fits. Their hitters will chase off speed in the dirt, especially Luis, Nunez. Get him out with off speed. He should have success. And Martin Perez should be able to lock down C.J. Abrams and James Wood from the left side. So I do like our pitchers against them. What do you think about our 3 guys going against that lineup?
I think Bryce is going to do really good, but he can't leave the cutter out over the plate for them to get a hold of, which he's done a pretty good job of most of the year, pounding that thing inside, and then you can tunnel the sinker off of that to front door these guys. Slider's been really good. I also want him to use the changeup just to keep the left-hand hitters honest. We're not just going to pound everything in, but we can also go away. So you got to be ready for that, just to keep them honest there. Bryce has been good. There's a reason why Bryce has been good. He's had good movement. He's had good command. His stuff has been really, really sharp this year. I like Bryce going into it. I'm a little bit more worried about Grant. Grant has the tendency to get behind accounts. He has a tendency to hang pitches, especially his slider. But I want him to trust his fastball, and he's gonna have to establish that in the cutter inside to the big lefties, meaning Abrams and James Wood. If he does that, I think he can be a lot more effective, especially with the slider and curveball down below the zone. But I think he's going to have a little bit tougher time than Bryce because he doesn't have a changeup that can go away from the lefties. I know he has a sinker, but his sinker isn't really dialed in yet like a Bryce Elder sinker. So I think he's going to have a little bit more trouble than Bryce does.
I do too. And one of the kids who we really like on this team, Lyle, is in a major slump right now. And the thing pitchers giving him a hard time is the fastball. So this is one that Grant needs to stick to that. Martine's going to definitely throw Lyle the fastball, and we know what Bryce is going to do. So I think if we'll stick to our game plan, our starters should be able to give us 5 to 6 to 7 innings. I expect 7 out of Bryce, to be honest with you, but get 5 and 6 out of Grant and Martine, and I think we'll be in good shape. That goes to the bullpen, and I hate to say this to the national hitters, but they can't hit our back three guys. So they're going to really, if our starters can get length in there and kind of keep them out of the thing. But the one thing that I really liked tonight in the game was Dylan got a chance to throw against a couple of good left-handed hitters for the Marlins, and he trusted his fastball. He threw the fastball right by Stowers, and Dylan might have to have a good weekend for us this weekend because he can get the right-handers out. But if he can somehow find a way to get the left-handers out in that sixth inning, that could be huge for us in this series because we don't know when James Wood's going to come up. What about you?
I think him and Dylan Dodd are going to be playing pivotal roles. I mean,
Yeah.
look, and that's not saying Iggy and Robert Suarez won't. I mean, obviously they're going to the back end guys, but if Martin Perez, gets in trouble in the fifth inning, you got to go to the bullpen. Eventually, Dylan Dodd is going to have to come in to help bridge the gap because Dylan Lee can't go every single game. Suarez can't go every single game. So I definitely think the left-handed relievers are going to play a big role in this series. And God bless Aaron Bummer. He is no longer with us, so we salute Aaron Bummer off. Thank you, AA. Aaron, me and Ken tried to give you the benefit of the doubt, and you absolutely shoved it up our rear end for that. So I will, again, salute you. But I think Dylan Dodd and Dylan Lee are going to be the two biggest pieces in this series because they're lefties, and their biggest bats are going to be the left-handed hitters.
Exactly, and especially their best two bats in Abrams and Wood, so they're going to have big spots. The other thing that happened in the Marlins series, which we really needed, is on Wednesday, Chris Sale went 7 innings. Spencer went 6 innings, but we really did not have to use Raylo or Didier. And that'll be pivotal if Bryce gives us 7 innings Friday. Both of them will be lined up to pitch length, especially Didier. And I can see Didier having a big pot in this weekend on Saturday or Sunday, finishing a game for us. What about you?
That's a really good point, especially like if because Walt loves chasing games. So if the game's close and we're putting good at bats together on the game 2 or 3 starter, and Walt's like, you know what, screw this, I'm not waiting around. I can go out. He can go out there and yank Grant. He can go out there and yank Mark, and go ahead and put him in there because Didi's been freaking disgusting, man. Change his sliders gotten really sharp. His fastball, as everybody knows, sits 98. Hasn't touched 100 yet, but it feels like it's 100 miles an hour the way it rides through the zone. He's got really good stuff. Raylo, I'd be a little bit more worried about just because he just hasn't quite looked like Raylo coming out of the bullpen or the Raylo that we saw as a starting pitcher in 2024. His fastball is inconsistent. His breaking ball is loopy. It's not really sharp. He just hasn't had the command that we're used to. So Raylo could play a pivotal role if we go to him, but I would imagine Didi's going to be the one that really gets that first call, and he's probably going to play the most pivotal role in any of the games where we have a starter that gets blown up a little bit.
Yeah, and then the last guy will be Tyler Kinley's now finally getting a lot of rest, so that'll help us as well. So real quick, I told you it's going to be really quick. So the Nationals are coming in. They're an interesting ball team. Every time they get to 500 or close and looks like they're going to be a contender, here come the Braves, here come the Phillies, and they just cannot beat them. It's kind of a pivotal weekend to keep that in this young team's head, don't you think? We need to go in there and at least take 2 out of 3, if not sweep them.
Yeah, and look, the Nationals, they got some good young talent, but they got a long ways to go before I think they're going to be contenders. They just don't have the pitching, right? Starting pitching's not great. Bullpen's not great. For whatever reason, they absolutely give our hitters fits over the last few years, but it looked like we kind of put some of those things to rest a little bit up there in D.C. But it's important to keep them down. Don't let them get any confidence over you. Keep them down as long as you can because eventually that team's probably going to become a problem later on. And, I mean, you're looking at later on down the road as we need to get as many of these wins against the Nationals and lower teams because the Dodgers are going to get hot at some point. And you want that home field advantage rolling into the postseason.
I agree. All right, real quick in a synopsis, the Braves always do a good job. If everybody's okay, but let's go through real quick. Acuna as a left thumb. Kim slid into the base kind of funny. You could tell he kind of jammed up his leg a little bit. Austin dove on his rug burn hand. Ozzy got hit in the shin. So be looking for that on Friday. By the time you see this, it might already be out, but hopefully all those guys are okay and we got through. All right. The other thing is Cookie Carrasco is up. Medeiros has gone down. Both me and Ryan liked Medeiros in long relief. He threw the ball well enough to give us some innings later on the year. So expect him to come up and go down as the season goes on. And hopefully, the only way we see Cookie this weekend is because we're up 11-0 late in the game. With that said, let's get to our predictions. Is what we think is going to happen in the series, Ryan. What you got?
We're sweeping, baby. We're sweeping. We're winning all 3 games. I won't be told otherwise. That's what's going to happen, chat. Winning all 3.
And I'm going to go 2 out of 3, but I am not going to be surprised if we win 3. The Sunday game's going to be tough. They're going to throw a guy named Foster Griffin, and he is pretty hard to hit. So we need to get his pitch count up and then get him out of there because their bullpen is, I call mediocre, Ryan calls bad. So we'll see. What about your who do you think is going to carry us?
Starting pitcher wise, Bryce Elder, baby.
Yeah.
It's a given. Big Texas is going to carry the starting pitchers this series, Ken.
Yeah, I think it's Bryce. Bryce has a big moment here for us because if he gives us the 7 innings and we get a victory, and if please bless us, we crush Miles Michaelis, you could see a Raylo or Cookie Carrasco at the end of that game, and you've now saved that bullpen one more day. And Robert threw in the game on Thursday, but he didn't throw a lot of pitches, so he will be a really healthy. And remember, we have a Monday off day coming. We could be really rested going into our next road trip, which is a pretty interesting road trip when we go to Boston and Cincinnati. So I agree with you. It is Bryce Elder. So you have anything else to add for the National Series before I give our fans what they need to be worried about when they go to the stadium?
Bullpen relievers. Who's going to be your bullpen reliever?
My bullpen reliever is going to be Didier. I think he's going to have a big moment. He's going to come in and crush. How about you?
Can't go wrong with Didi. I like Dylan Dodd, baby. I'm going Dylan Dodd this series.
I like them both. I think both of them are going to be fixtures. We think eventually Didier might be a starter, but I even hint he throws the ball well enough. He may eventually one day be a closer, so who knows how it is. So, with that said, let's give you a few things. The first game on Friday night, remember, is the Red Out. They want you to wear red if you can, and they play at 7:20. Friday night crowds are crazy. Get to the ballpark early. Fireworks. Saturday's game is an afternoon game. 4:10, I think they're going to play. And then Sunday's game's also a 4:10 game. They always do this on Memorial Day, and they've always done this. It's the biggest thing is to let the guys sleep in on Sunday before they have Memorial Day off. So remember, weird times this weekend. Make sure you get to the stadium. Big crowd. They are sold out all 3 games. So you might want to get there early. It's going to be rowdy and should be good. So you got any other thing before we get out of here?
I'll be there Friday night, baby. Friday night fireworks. I can't wait. Cannot wait.
I hope Ryan takes some good videos with him celebrating us hitting bombs into the chop house. So I think we might hit a few Friday night off for Mr.
Looking at you, Austin Riley.
All right, we appreciate you, Braves Country. That's a series preview. The game is fixing to be starting in a couple hours as you see this, and we hope you be safe this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. If you do have to get out and have a little fun, do like us. Don't do it and drive. Find somebody who can not have as much fun. So we appreciate you. We love you, Braves Country, and as always, we're out. Peace.
You know what, boys? You guys are going to be world champions for the rest of your life.